What if I told you that by this time next year you could be twice as productive, significantly less stressed, demonstrably closer to your biggest life goals? It sounds like a bold claim, but what if the key wasn't some expensive new gadget or a grueling hustle culture routine, but a few simple, intentional shifts in how you already use the technology in your pocket? The truth is, the gap between where you are today and where you want to be in 2026 is often bridged not by giant leaps, but by the small, consistent habits you build right now. Your smartphone, your laptop, your apps aren't just tools for distraction. They can be your most powerful allies in the quest for a more fulfilling, successful life. My name is SM Binkarama. For years, I've been fascinated by productivity, technology, and living a more intentional life. My journey: a medical student, a doctor, now a full-time YouTuber. I've spent countless hours testing methods, apps, frameworks to find what actually works. My mission is simple: share the best of what I've learned so you can design a life you love without burnout. I believe technology, used mindfully, can be the ultimate catalyst for growth and motivation. It's not about more tech, it's about using the tech you have more wisely. In this essay, we'll dive into 5 tech habits that can transform your trajectory for 2025 and beyond. These aren't complicated theories or expensive software recommendations. They're practical, actionable steps you can start today. The first habit is creating a digital environment that serves you. This is digital decluttering. Think about a messy, cluttered room versus a clean, organized one. The clean room instantly feels calmer and more focused. Your phone's home screen, your computer's desktop, your email inbox. When they're cluttered with endless notifications, unused apps, and a sea of icons, they create a low-level, constant hum of cognitive stress that drains your focus. A cluttered digital space is a playground for distraction. Every red notification badge is a tiny, dopamine-seeking missile pulling you away from deep work into a shallow stream of reactive tasks. This constant context switching is exhausting. It makes simple tasks feel harder and big goals feel impossible. By decluttering, you remove these triggers. You create a space of digital minimalism where only tools that support your goals remain. Curating your environment gives you a powerful sense of control, a huge motivation boost. You're no longer a victim of the algorithm, you are the architect of your attention. So how do you actually do this? Start with your phone tonight. Take 15 minutes and delete every app you haven't used in the last month. Be ruthless. For the apps that remain, turn off all non-essential notifications. The second habit is to shift from being a passive consumer of information to an intentional one. We live in an age of information overload. News articles, social media, feeds, podcasts, videos. It's like trying to take a sip of water from a fire hose. Passively consuming this endless stream doesn't make us smarter. It often just makes us more anxious and distracted. Intentional information consumption means you actively choose what you learn when you learn it and why you're learning it. Instead of letting algorithms dictate your intellectual diet, you become the chef, carefully selecting ingredients that align with your goals and interests. This habit is a powerful motivator because it directly combats the feeling of being overwhelmed. When you're just scrolling, your brain is processing a chaotic mix of celebrity gossip, political outrage, cute cat videos. None of it sticks, and you end up feeling mentally fatigued without having learned anything useful. This can lead to a sense of stagnation, making you feel like you aren't growing or moving forward. When you switch to intentional consumption, every article you read or podcast you listen to has a purpose. It's tied to a project you're working on, a skill you're developing. Our third habit is one of the most powerful productivity techniques you can adopt: time blocking. At its core, time blocking is the practice of scheduling your entire day in advance and dedicating specific blocks of time to particular tasks or activities. Instead of working from a simple to-do list and wondering what to tackle next, you look at your calendar and it tells you exactly what you should be working on and for how long. It's about moving from a reactive state, where you respond to whatever comes up, to a proactive state, where you are in complete command of your time. This method forces you to confront that you only have 24 hours in a day and to be intentional about how you allocate them. The motivational power of time blocking is immense because it eliminates decision fatigue. Should I answer these emails? Or should I work on that big project? Maybe I should just check my social media for a minute. By planning your day ahead of time, you make those decisions when you are fresh and clear-headed, like the night before. When the time block arrives, you don't have to think. You just have to execute. This creates momentum. Completing one block successfully gives you a small win, a hit of dopamine that motivates you to tackle the next one. It turns your day into a series of achievable sprints instead of one long, daunting marathon. To start time blocking, you don't need fancy software. Use a simple digital calendar like Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Outlook Calendar. Begin by blocking out your non-negotiables. The fourth habit is about becoming a lifelong learner by leveraging skill stacking platforms. The idea of skill stacking, popularized by Scott Adams, you don't need to be the absolute best in the world at one thing, become very good, top 25%, at 2 or 3 skills, and the combination of those skills makes you uniquely valuable. In 2025, the tools to acquire skills are more accessible than ever. Skillshare, Coursera, brilliant YouTube offering world-class instruction for a fraction of the cost of traditional education. This habit is about intentionally using these platforms to build your personal stack of valuable skills. The connection to motivation here is incredibly direct. Learning a new, tangible skill is one of the fastest ways to build self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to succeed. When you go from knowing nothing about video editing to creating your first short film, or from being unable to write a line of code to building a simple website. This feeling is, honestly, addictive in the best possible way. It creates a powerful upward spiral. Learning a skill boosts your confidence, which motivates you to take on bigger challenges, which often require learning another new skill. This cycle of competence and confidence is the engine of long-term success. The fifth and final habit is perhaps the most transformative for long-term growth: building a personal knowledge management, PKM. It's a trusted external place to store, organize, and connect ideas and info. Our brains are great at ideas, bad at holding them. A PKM, or second brain, solves that. It's a digital extension of your mind where you capture quotes, insights from books, notes from meetings, and random shower thoughts, so nothing's lost. This is the ultimate motivation habit. It turns learning into a cumulative game. Without it, knowledge is like writing in sand, washes away. That's why you forget key book ideas a month later. Start by choosing a tool and sticking with it. Popular: Notion, Obsidian, Roam Research, Apple Notes, Evernote. Tool matters less than the habit. Core process: capture, organize, distill. It's my secret weapon for creativity and productivity. We've covered 5 powerful habits: digital decluttering, intentional information consumption, time blocking, skill stacking, personal knowledge management. Each one is a significant upgrade to your personal operating system. But if you asked which to start with, which gives the most immediate, impactful return, I would unequivocally point to time blocking. Time blocking is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It governs your most finite and precious resource, your time. It directly addresses the root cause of stalled progress: lack of focused time. You can have the best intentions to declutter, learn, or build systems, but without carved out time, those plans stay on your someday list. Life will always get in the way. Emails will always scream for your attention. The unexpected will always happen. Time blocking declares that your goals outrank the day's random whims. It's paying yourself first, with time. Time blocking is the meta habit that makes all of those probable. It turns good intentions into scheduled reality. So if you're overwhelmed, start here. Open your digital calendar, look at tomorrow. Find a 60-minute slot when you're at your best. Block it and label it deep work. Use it for your single most important task, no distractions. Then find a 15-minute slot at day's end. Label it plan tomorrow. Use it to schedule the next day's blocks. Do only this for a week, and you'll feel a profound shift in control and accomplishment. We've journeyed through a comprehensive framework for upgrading your life using technology. We started by understanding the need to create a focused digital environment through digital decluttering. Then, we moved on to curating our inputs with intentional information consumption. We then learned how to take command of our day with the foundational habit of time blocking. From there, we explored how to accelerate our growth by leveraging skill stacking platforms. And finally, we discovered how to compound our knowledge for a lifetime by building a personal knowledge management system, our very own second brain. It's a lot to take in, but remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. The key now is to avoid the trap of analysis paralysis, where you feel so overwhelmed by the options that you end up doing nothing at all. The power of these habits is not in knowing them, but in doing them. Therefore, I want you to commit to trying just one, not all 5. Just one. Look back over the 5 habits we've discussed. Which one resonates with you the most right now? Which one addresses the biggest point of friction or frustration in your daily life? Write it down. This simple act of commitment is your first real step toward unlocking a more productive and fulfilling 2025.